I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing, you've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
Yo guys, good morning. My name is Rudo and this is the Trade for a Living crypto podcast. So the question that I'm asking myself today is, what if Bitcoin's momentum is over and we're going to go back down again? So we need to explore that today. And so what we're going to do is I'm just going to switch over to a 4-hour time frame. So I'm just going to switch to this time frame. This chart should be familiar to you guys. So it's Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. And as the saying goes, as always, this is Dogecoin. Let me just get to Bitcoin. Sorry. As the saying always goes, well, no saying and stuff, but as the market never repeats itself, but it always rhymes. Last week I left you with the impression that we're going to go through a version of this now, meaning we're going to consistently go make a higher high, but it's purely people being squeezed out of their shorts until they almost give up. And that's when the retrace can happen. So that is my game plan for the week and my expectation for Bitcoin for the week. So to zoom out and just do a quick refresher reminder for everybody, I'll delete these lines here. So you can just have a look at this. Is when Bitcoin stalled out in March this year. And as I explained to the guys at that stage, I'm not seeing this as a bear market stall out, because it was on the daily and the 4-hour time frame, not on the weekly. And I also said to everybody at that stage that my best guess is that price will remain above the 23.6, but we should at least expect a 25% retrace in Bitcoin. So I'm just going to go to the daily time frame because I just want to get the entire move in there. Okay, there you go. And as you can see, for the greater deal of this, I was kind of on cue with what I expected. Now, I said when we lose 23.6, we'll also sometimes go and visit your 38 to your 618. So in this way, it's quite simple. And the explanation on this, I also supported at that stage by the fact that you see there, if we get above the 23.6, you need to worry that the move is over. But because this stop didn't have strong bearish divergence, the expectation isn't that when we go to the 38.2, it's going to fail like it did with this bearish move. Okay, and that's why I'm consistently on the larger time frame still hunting bullish moves. So I just wanted to put that out there so that I don't end up chasing end up creating a fear or uncertainty for you guys in the market. That's just the reality of where we are. So bigger time frame, still bullish, but I'm thinking the market now needs to go and have a little bit of a retrace. Now, wave count wise, if Elliott wave wise, I'm not going to go that route, but what I want to just do is, if I want to be certain, if me, the trader that wants to buy, where would I want to buy? The hodl and retail investor. I'm going to want to buy a good support level. And price is now above what is an area that has seen a lot of negotiation as price is trying to figure out whether it wants to go higher or lower. So every time we get to this point, we either break through, come back and test, hit it as resistance. But 65 is still a relevant number for BTC. And as you also can see with this area, not all 65s are created equal. Some 65s is bearish. Some 65s are bullish. And the bet that I'm trying to make, the high risk, there's no guarantee in this game, as a trader, is that the market's going to want to go and see whether 65 now is bullish. Because if 65 is bullish, it will create the question that everybody will be asking then is 75 maybe where bearish is? Because if this is bullish, how high can it go before it becomes bearish again? And that's the hope. So I want to see us lock in, because we haven't done it once. Well, we did it once there. We kind of went through it, tested it, and then we just didn't make a higher high. So the hope is that in this instance, we're going to lock it in, create a scenario where we're going to stay above this and then go, okay, to complete a 5-wave diagonal, something like that. So we can test this 2 times almost, and almost something like that, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea. Okay, so that's the speculative part about this. Now, remember, guys, there's no guarantees here. This is trading, and so let's zoom in and look at what we have to do now. Okay, now last week I left you guys with a pivot. I said if the market has a pivot in the RSI, you ignore any strong bearish divergence because it's going to trick you. It's going to trip you over, but it's actually just a signal that the market is still bullish. Now, if I look at the RSI at the moment, there's the highest pivot. You can see price is higher and the RSI is lower. So we do have this area still as a support level. So before I can dream 65 or think 65, I first need to be bullish, because what if the support holds? So within this range between 68,500 and 67,800, you need to consider looking for long opportunities to continue on trading with what is clearly upwards momentum still. Okay. What the market will typically do is, and that's a hope, we could just, Bitcoin can do an infinite amount of things. It can just drop off like that. But typically what it will do is, if it wants to turn around, it will give you some sort of a cue with a hidden bearish divergence scenario that is now downwards. And then if you're too afraid or uncertain or don't have enough risk management appetite or risk appetite at the moment, you can always wait for this one, because it's a higher probable play than if we hear 67,700, then to expect that price will go to 65, which means that the goal is, from a retrace point of view, is I almost want to have a bearish week just to make sure that I can have a bullish November and December. That's the end goal for me here. Okay, so I'm going to head over to your comment section. Before I read your comments, I'm going to look at some of the comments on YouTube, the previous YouTube videos. I always say I'll do that, and I never get to them. One comment I just want to quickly bring to your attention. When you see stuff like this, guys, please ignore. I don't have anything about this, but the fact that there's so many accounts running in succession of each other talking about that, it should be alarming. Okay, that's my opinion. For those that said thanks for the Tesla analysis and the stock market analysis, guys, if you want a little bit more of those kind of analysis as well, drop me a comment in today's video, and then I can see if that is something that is needed from the audience. Okay, then another thing just to keep an eye out as well is regarding PrimeXBT, guys. Now, I trade on Prime, and I trade with everybody in the Discord, and it's simple. I want to make sure that everybody that I trade with is taking their trading serious, because I trade this for a living. So there is a barrier to entry. If you want to trade with me, minimum you need to at least have a PrimeXBT account with my partner link. It's as simple as that. And then from that point onwards, you can go and access your free link. All you need to do is go to the link in the video description. Everything is put in there. Okay, I see here there's a question. Let's quickly go through your live comments. Let's quickly see what we've got here before I end off the stream. Trillist, good morning to you as well. Good morning. Well, morning and hi again. Let's see what else we have. I see Mart here as well on Twitter. My hairstyle looks great. Same hairstyle, just a different way of sleeping. But thanks so much. Okay, I only accept a bearish week when Bitcoin dominance breaks down as well. Well, Bitcoin dominance could be an interesting thing to look at. I'll use that for the mainstream later this afternoon, where we can look at the hodl bags. Let's see. Do you think gold will keep on going up? So we can head over, and this is why I like Prime, because it gives me crypto pairings. Maybe not all of them, it's just a drawdown, but it gives me Forex and commodities and all those things as well. Now, the rule is to talk about this, and this is why I'm saying the thing about Bitcoin is when there's momentum, the market keeps on going. So something that has momentum keeps going up, will keep going up. So the question is, do I think? Yes, I think it will keep going up. until it breaks momentum. And this is what you can do now. You can do this and say, okay, as long as it stays above that, it's almost like my barrier of where I will define this as being bullish. As long as this is intact, I'm going to be bullish. Gold can go up. Okay. Now, if I take this back to Bitcoin and we look at BTC, there we go. And I draw that same line. I say, okay, right, is Bitcoin still bullish? Oh, what happened now? Okay, so you can see why I'm cautious about the divergence, because now we're sitting in a situation where it's still going up. So the half of the definition is still true, but we're breaking momentum now. So now that there's a certain support level I want to see held, it's important. And another thing to just put to your attention, that pivot is higher than this one. So you can almost, if you want to, zoom in on this price action to try and time the short a little bit better. You can move this and say, okay, right, there we are. So wait for a 4-hour to open close below this. And if it closes flat like that below that line, there's the potential that you can also use that as an area to try and trade a little bit lower. Okay, so there's a little bit of gold and there's a little bit of BTC, so you can kind of see the thing the way. Let's see what AP has to say. I chickened out again out of 50% of longs in profit. I feel good about it. Never think about chickening out. If you refer to your trading as chickened out at some stage, AP, the only way that you can look at that, if you could be honest, then is it tells you, your body's telling you that you had too much risk on the table. That's all. You didn't chicken out. You had too much risk on the table. Okay. When you're chickening out on getting in on the entry, it probably means that the risk would have been too high. And the human brain, and this is maybe a little bit of a philosophical, my English, a crypto mindset, trading mindset kind of way. A way to think about this is the human brain is engineered over millions of years to, if it's right, it's good, and if it's wrong, it's bad. So we have an immediate, don't put your hand in the fire, it's going to burn. It will always burn. It's not going to burn sometimes. It will always burn. So we hardwire to do one thing. So if I see divergence, I expect retrace. If it doesn't give me the retrace, oh shit, immediately I'm at a loss. I start questioning, what did I miss? What do I need to learn? Where's the mistake? But trading doesn't work that way. It's a probabilities game. So you need to rewire your brain, and it takes time. That because there's divergence, it doesn't mean that there will be, but the chances are now getting good. So the risk is less. So let's take that chance. Because if the risk is less, the reward will probably be more to my favor for when I'm right. So in this instance, you can see we didn't fall below that initial pivot. So although the risk is right, I mean, if I look at that analysis and I use this and I say, okay, right, let's slap that little gone magic on there and say, okay, right, I've done it again. Just put it there. There's the short. Everything is fine. And then what does it do? It holds support and makes a higher high. It's not invalidated yet, but still there. So it's a tricky thing. So you need to always have a mindset of probabilities. So there's no guarantees in this game. No guarantees whatsoever. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Can we look at AGRS? Leo, I typically only chart BTC and a few alts, but what I can do is we can see if we can work that in on this afternoon stream. Okay. Now let's quickly have a look at Ethereum, because now with BTC in this instance, I would love to see some bearish scenarios for this. And this is now the part there where Ethereum's almost contradiction for what I'm thinking. It's at resistance. So if there's a reason or a will or a want for this thing to sell off, this is as good a place to be. So there's a little bit of support for the bearish notion. But the reality is, from the May highs to the lows, this would be the ideal continuation for, say, a lower low scenario. So it is almost like the alts are in an area where they can either pivot here nor there. The same for Dogecoin in that sense. I shared Doge with you guys here last week, and it's been on a run now, 31%. Come on, that's an amazing run. I hope you guys are making some good gains there. And the trend has been accelerating. But here's the problem. The RSI now is starting to say, listen, worry about this. Okay. We still have hidden bullish divergence, all these lows. But if we break below this level at 14 cents and we do this, we open the door for that lower test, which is potentially still there. So just keep an eye out for that. Okay. And then let's see what else was shared. I think that's about everything, guys. I'm going to end off the stream there. Bitcoin dominance for this afternoon stream. So please wait, be patient for that one. And you guys have a lovely day. So in conclusion, if we want to trade today, that's why I've got the buddy indicator. You get that if you open a support Prime account. It's been calling these highs and lows quite amazingly. Okay, so just to give you an idea, there's an S2, so that's the buy zone, and TP1, TP2, TP3. Okay, there was an S2 sell zone. We ran out of time at this candle, so that trade was invalidated. Okay, there was an S3 continuation, so this entire thing was also a buy zone for this trade, and it went to TP1, almost TP2. There's the moment the buddy is saying we need to be bearish. It's in a short. It went to the entry, and it's playing on the idea to hit its first TP. Okay, and that's on the 15-minute. It works on all the various time frames. So on the 4-hour time frame, it's still just saying be bullish. Okay, so the buddy indicator it's almost like me on standby in your TradingView dashboard 24/7. It's very simple to use. You can select all the various strategies you want to use, and you can override the candles to display the kind of trend. So if you just want normal candles, it's there. And if you want to be able to see whether there's bullish momentum, which it's clearly still on the 4-hour, choppy momentum, or uncertainty, you can go through that. And education, everything that you would need to know about this is in the Discord as well, and how to access it. So you can just head over there as well, and you'll be able to read up on this, check the videos I've made, look at everything that's there, and even ask questions. It's as simple as that. Guys, you have a lovely day. I'll see you in the afternoon. We're going to be looking at our HODL portfolio. We'll be looking at the dominance and all the other things all the other questions that I think you guys have. And then we'll take it a little bit further there. Cheers.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.